football. It's time, baby. I am loving this football season. One of the best football Sundays on Sunday. So many awesome things. JJ98, all the way from New York, co-host. What's up, my friend? By the way, I love your cock, bro. I love it.
You're welcome.
Yes, beautiful cock.
Yes, it is a beautiful cock. For those that can't see it, let me just give you a little close up there.
I love it. Yeah. Show everybody your cock, Jay, please.
Wonderful cock right there on my head.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. I love it.
All right. Yes. Like you said, man, it was a wonderful week of football. Another tie in football. An interesting move there by a team that has already tied in the past. I had to eat a lot of crow, man. Shout out to the Crows, by the way. It seems to have some of that Paki magic where any team that I talk about seems to do the opposite of what I say. So I don't know. I hope it doesn't stick around. I'm gonna have to jump. How does it go? Face first into a toilet to get rid of that bad juju.
Yeah, I don't think anybody can take my magic, bro. I am the most cursed guy in fantasy history. But so far, I mean, I'm not even gonna say anything about my team. I don't want to jinx anything. It's been a decent season, starting 2-0. I don't remember the last time I started 2-0 in this league. Won my rivalry week. Fuck you, Joel Vasquez, by the way, even though I didn't beat you. But I did beat Omar. And the Raiders play the Dolphins, coincidentally, this Sunday. And I expect the Raiders to beat the Dolphins as well. So we'll keep that rivalry going on to Sunday, man.
Keep that same energy, like they say now.
Yes.
All right. So should we just jump into it?
Yeah, man. Let's go over whatever you got, bro, and let's get right into it, man. Let's not waste time, man. These guys are waiting.
All right. Well, the first thing I want to say is I'm just not feeling it. So I'm sorry, Paki. I retire.
Oh, shit. You should have waited till at least halfway through the show. You should have waited at least till halfway through the show before you did it. You know what I mean?
Nah, if I would have done that, you would have expected it.
That was epic, man. That was epic. I loved it. That is my man. Un saludo al quitapasamos. Ay, coño, qué quitapaz.
Oh my God, that was a sight to see, man.
I've never in my life seen a football player. I mean, I've never seen a team suck so bad where a football player just says, like, fuck it. I'm not going to do this anymore.
I'm done.
I mean, people blame the Lions for retiring Barry Sanders. Well, take that, Lions. The Buffalo Bills just one-upped you.
Just leave in the middle of the game. Yeah, just
fuck
not feeling this.
Not my thing.
And I retire. What you going to do about it?
Yep. Dude, I'm coaching 12-year-olds and 14-year-olds. Not even they do that. It's ridiculous.
All right. Well,
oh man,
we made picks last week. So far, I'm trailing. Paki got 4 correct picks. Congratulations to Paki.
I always win the pick'em. That's pretty much the only thing I'm good at. By the way, my streak is still going on the pick'em.
Good for you.
Yeah.
You mean the Survivor?
Yeah. Yeah, that crap.
I was out week 1. Was it like 14 players and like and like 11 of us were out in the first week? It was ridiculous.
Yeah, man. A friendly tip for the Survivor Series: pick whoever's playing the Buffalo Bills.
Yes, I mean
that's what I've been doing.
If the team is gonna quit anyway, why the hell?
I got the Vikings this week. Guess who they're playing? Oh yeah, it's the Buffalo Bills.
Oh.
Yeah.
Damn, you didn't even give me a chance to guess, you jerk.
Oh,
I had 3 correct picks in the pick'em. What are we betting this year, Paki? I mean, it's going to be a lot easier to get together and pay this debt off. So what are we doing?
Dude, we can discuss this later on. I wasn't ready for that question, but that is interesting. We're now both in the same country. We're 2 hours away. We can definitely make this interesting. For shizzle.
Let's leave it up to the audience. Nothing too embarrassing, guys. We have jobs. You know, there are certain things we can't do, but think of something. We'll take suggestions. I'm not saying we'll take every suggestion, but suggest something and we'll see what we play for this year.
How about this?
Paki's in the lead.
Suggestions in the comment section.
Put them in there. I'll read them.
Yeah, do that. We'll read them.
If you put them there, I'll read them next show. Let's see what you guys come up with.
Yeah.
All right. So the awards. Drum roll, please. All right. The highest scorer this week with a whopping 160 points goes to Gin and Druce. Gin and Druce, formerly known as Something Girly Man.
Thank God he changed that name. Jeez.
Yep, I'm glad that Donnie took our advice and changed it to Gin and Druce. It's a pretty cool name.
I think it was a little bit misspelled with the hyphen, but I get it. Gin and Druce is pretty cool.
Yeah, I had to explain it to Paki in the pre-show. He wasn't
It'd be
understanding what
perfect
it
if he had Ted Ginn. If he had Ted Ginn, it'd be perfect.
was. Does it? That?
I don't know, because then it'd be Ginn and Druce. That's perfect. Laid back with my mind on my money and my money on my mind.
He does have Ted Ginn, by the way.
There you go.
Doesn't start Ted Ginn, but he has him.
Yeah, he deserves a name anyways. Oh, that's why it's Ginn and Druce. Yeah, you're right. My bad. I apologize. It's Ginn with O, and I thought it was only one.
We're obviously still in preseason form, so some things are gonna escape us right now.
Nobody cares about Ted Ginn anymore. My bad.
The lowest score of the week goes to Luck Dynasty.
Who the fuck is that? That guy's a loser. Who is that? Oh man.
It's your co-host. A big flop this last week.
You're making me look bad. I'm the one that's gonna retire at halftime, bro.
Oh my God! It was a big flop. Some of the names here: Demarius Thomas, Royce Freeman, Seals Jones, Randall Cobb. It looked bad for me. There were a lot of single digits there. My voice is cracking. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't expect it to be that bad. But yeah, hopefully we'll bounce back this week. The biggest blowout, surprisingly, even with me getting the lowest score, does not belong to me. It goes to Gin and Druce, the highest score of the week, 160 points to 99.38 points. That's a deficit or a margin of victory of 61.04 points. Gin and Druce beating the team formerly known as I Don't Know, formerly owned by Ivan, who we'll talk about a little bit in the future in this very same show. We had this thing called the Lucky Award.
Yep.
Now, I want to embrace some of our Hispanic culture here, and I'm going to call it La Chepa. La Chepa de la Semana goes to the Hunt for the Wilder Cup. He had the score that would have lost to about 7 other teams had he played any of the 7 other teams. However, I'm going to honorarily give the Chepa of the week to the Gotham City Rogues for coming back and being so loyal by 3 points. And it all came down to a couple of touchdowns at the end from Chris Hogan. Gotham City Rogues is basically losing the whole Sunday and came back and won. So honorary award for Gotham City Rogues, but the official award goes to Hunt for the Wilder Cup. The highest scorer in fantasy goes to Big Ben. This guy once again made me eat crow. I said, is he even startable in leagues? Apparently he is. 37.98 fantasy points in a losing effort, by the way. Who did he lose to? Pat Mahomes. Pat Mahomes had 37.84, so he just narrowly got edged out. Pat Mahomes won the game. Pat Mahomes leading the charge for your Zeke freaks.
Whoever drafted Pat Mahomes is a genius.
Man, I'm big on Pat Mahomes.
Genius. Fucking genius.
You got in there right before me, and I ended up with 11 points of Andrew Luck, and you had 37 whopping points from Pat Mahomes.
Yes, right? Baby.
Good job. Speaking of Big Ben was involved in the first League of Haters trade. Ooh, wow. Where's everyone going?
I'll take that trade.
How clean was this trade, by the way, with the new way we're doing things, huh?
It's fantastic. There's no arguing, nothing. I mean, if the owners agreed to the trade, it should go through. That's getting someone to accept the trade is like the hardest battle. And then to have them accept it only to have another 6 jerks that don't know the work you put into it,
Yeah.
Vito was kind of crap. I like this so far. Let's hope it doesn't get out of hand. All right, so Big Ben and Duke Johnson Jr. were traded to Blessem. And in exchange, they received Dion Lewis and C.J. Anderson. What do you think of this trade? 2 0-2 teams making moves to try to be a little bit more competitive is how I saw it.
Yeah, I think the move there is Big Ben for Dion Lewis. I like Dion Lewis in Tennessee, and Big Ben clearly has been putting up points. So it's a running back for a quarterback, They each fill up some gaps. C.J. Anderson and what's the other one? And
Christian McCaffrey?
And no, the other guy in the trade involved in the trade.
Oh, Dion Lewis.
And Duke Duke Johnson Jr. Those guys are just pretty much like sprinkles on it. They're useless right now. They're not going to do much. I'm not expecting shit from Duke Johnson. I'm not expecting shit either from uh, C.J. Anderson. So the trade is pretty much Big Ben and Deion Lewis. That's where it is. And I like it. It seems fair. It's
Well,
fine.
bless them gets Big Ben. They already had Alex Smith. They had Russell Wilson. Do you really think that Big Ben is that much of an upgrade over them?
Alex Smith sucks. I've always been against Alex Smith, fantasy-wise or not. And Russell Wilson, I mean, the thing with Russell Wilson, I don't know if you saw Monday Night Football. I feel bad for Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
It's like just give a guy a pork chop and send him to a dog pound full of pit bulls, man. That's literally what it is. He's just running for his life the whole game. So I feel bad for him. And so there's no consistency there in fantasy. The fact that he still gave up some points is impressive.
Yeah, honestly, I don't see much of a difference between this Russell Wilson and years past. He's always running for his life.
I feel bad for him, bro. I feel bad for him.
Yeah, I just feel like there's really a real deficit of skill players around them, and the status of Doug Baldwin is unknown. And even if, you can kind of focus on Doug Baldwin because there's no offense anywhere else.
Yep. They can't get the running game going, but yeah, Russell Wilson. But I like it, man. It's fine. I mean, I'm just not a fan of Alex Smith, and you need 2 quarterbacks in fantasy, bro. You need to do it.
Well, he has 3. He's gonna have to play a little roulette every time now.
Man, I bet you one of those is being dropped in the trade or after the trade.
Probably. He doesn't have to. They traded 2 for 2, so he doesn't have to drop anyone.
He'll pick up somebody else.
I don't know. I don't know how long Russell Wilson stays on the waiver wire if he gets dropped, or even Alex Smith. Alex Smith
will get dropped, not Russell Wilson.
I feel like Alex Smith is in a better situation though.
Yeah, but Alex Smith sucks. Do you want a better situation than the Chiefs with Andy Reid and all the weapons he had last year?
And he was a productive fantasy player.
He was all right.
Productive?
Yeah, he was all right.
I would have taken him over Andy Dalton.
Andy Dalton is garbage too. What are you talking about?
I would have taken him over Jay Cutler.
All right, man. Let's move on. Come on, man.
All right. Enough is enough. Listen, we stood by for 2 years while Ivan auto-drafted, picked up the worst possible waivers, made no moves. It was basically a bye week. At least he was responsible and made his, paid his dues. But other than that, we had enough of Ivan. May his soul forever rest in peace. You are officially out of the League of Haters. In his place, Guica, formerly a co-owner with So Loyal, is now the proud owner of his own team called El Perro del Llano.
Say what?
I don't know what that is, man.
Was he spelling dog in Spanish or terror and missed the R? I mean, that's so Guica. It's perfect, like you said.
Either way, it suits him just fine.
He can't even spell his own team name right.
El Perro del Llano. So congratulations, Guica. Welcome to the League of Haters.
Oh, man, yes. Officially, yes. I like Guica in this league. He's good.
I want to interview Guica tomorrow to find out where his name came from.
Oh, man.
Guica's not so much of a millennial where, someone would be like, I have the perfect name, Guicaldi. Is it a mix of something? Guica, what's the origin of your name? Write it in the comments. I want to know.
All right.
We're recording today on Wednesday. What I wanted to do ideally when we picked our new night of Tuesday was to record on Tuesday and make some recommendations for waivers. Nonetheless, we're now recording after the waivers already happened. This week, it was obvious with the injury to Joe Mixon. It was a mad dash to see who could land Giovanni Bernard. He goes to, what is this team called? They never Hunt for the Wilder Cup. Was he a team in need of Giovanni Bernard? Who knows? But he had stashed his waiver from last week. He gets first pick. He's a team that has Kareem Hunt and Adrian Peterson. He's still starting Tariq Cohen, and I don't see why Tariq Cohen is still in a starting lineup. So, yeah, there's definitely a window there for Giovanni Bernard to slip in.
Yeah, you can never have too many running backs in football. Even I threw a shot at him, and I got 5 active running backs. So, yeah, you can never have too many running backs.
Dude, everyone has to put in a shot for Giovanni Bernard. He was this week's most coveted free agent, and with good reason. He's going to get the starting role in Cincinnati, and, yeah, he's traditionally been a producer. So let's see what happens there. Were you impressed by any other waiver picks?
Yeah, man. Besides the obvious Gio Bernard, which everybody knew about, my most the one that impressed me the most was Antonio Callaway, man. I can't believe I let that one escape from me. I love Antonio Callaway. I love what he did. This is another dude with character issues, but he's going to get a shot now at being a number one or number two receiver, better set, in Cleveland. So they're looking to pass the ball. Automatically, Josh Gordon out. He was productive day one, man. So Antonio Callaway is a great pickup. I really like it. And congrats to Mr. Keko Jones out of league for that pickup, man. I think he's going to have a really good rookie season.
Adeli is having a really impressive season so far. I mean, hopefully he can pay attention through the whole year and he doesn't have any major injuries. It's about time we see some new blood up at the top. But Adeli getting really high scores, making wise picks. He's always, scrounged the waiver wire, so he's doing pretty good. Props to Adeli.
Yeah.
There are some names that I came across while checking the waiver wire most recently. Give me your best 10 seconds on each of these guys. Are they worth picking up in fantasy now for week 3 or just picking them up and stashing them? What do you think of Cam Meredith?
I don't like Cam Meredith, man. He's coming back from an ACL. He's kind of like a slower receiver in a passing offense of the Saints that they're focused more on Michael Thomas and running the game and running the ball. So, I mean, who knows? He might get lucky. It is the Saints and have one big game or two, but I don't think he's even worth adding. So.
All right. How about Darren Sproles?
Darren Sproles, he looked pretty good, but, dude, the Eagles have a super running back by committee, kind of like what the Patriots do. So nobody there is a sure bet. So I wouldn't trust him either.
It looks like the worst. It just feels like the worst running back situation for anyone. I mean, it'll translate to NFL games being won, but in terms of fantasy, stay away from Darren Sproles.
As a fantasy owner, Jay, sorry to interrupt you. I think the worst thing you can possibly hear from a coach is, "We'll give it to the hot hand." Man, fuck the hot hand. Give it to a damn player so we can pick him.
I didn't draft the hot hand.
Yeah, who the fuck? How do I know who's the hot hand? You know what I mean?
Bullshit.
Yeah.
All right, Mohamed Sanu. Is he still the number 2 receiver in Atlanta? Does it matter?
No. Calvin Ridley's the number 2 receiver, and he looked pretty good. And he was a first-round pick for something. They're pairing up with Julio Jones. So Mohamed Sanu might have, like I said, he might have a role, but fantasy-wise, I don't see it.
All right. Alan Hearns, there was talk in the preseason that he would be the number 1 receiver for Dallas. Is that even remotely close to being true?
Who gives a fuck? Dak Prescott sucks, and he's clearly overrated. I'm sorry if there's any Cowboy fans out there. I do not like what I'm seeing from Dak Prescott, bro. I think he was a one-hit wonder with his rookie season. So I don't trust him. Therefore, I don't trust Alan Hearns.
Yeah, what do you throw for, like 160 yards? That's pretty weak. I think I can go to NFL throw 160 yards.
No, it's not just that. I mean, I watch football kind of like from a coach's perspective. He missed reads. He kept the ball on too long. He forced balls where he should have thrown them out. Like, bad decisions, man. And that shit, that's tough to coach, man. I don't know. You got to be a good decision maker.
And against the Giants, don't get me wrong. I love my Giants, but it's not like they were putting massive pressure on him.
Yeah, that dude, he was there was a sack at one point that you could blame maybe the line didn't give him much time, but he had a wide open receiver that he was supposed to hit on his first read and he didn't hit it. So yeah, whatever, man.
Oh, so he's like you, he doesn't hit it. All right, and the last name I got here is John Ross. I've been waiting for John Ross to break out. It looks like he's the shits during the preseason, but then he always gets passed up by another receiver.
Very simple. He's a one-trick pony. Preseason, he plays with the twos, so he's a speed guy, and his speed works in the preseason versus number twos. Versus number ones, it doesn't work as much when you're a one-trick pony with top corners, and then you have Andy Dalton, who has a string of an arm throwing the ball at him. Andy Dalton's not a deep threat guy, so.
When you say a string, you mean like a noodle? He has a noodle arm?
Yeah, like a little noodle arm, so.
Gotcha. I see what you're saying.
It's like the red BB gun rifle, because I don't know.
All right, this isn't a waiver pick. It was an NFL trade, if you could even call it a trade. It feels like kind of a steal. Josh Gordon goes to New England. Are you hyped about Josh Gordon in New England?
I hate the Patriots, so I'm not hyped about it. I
don't mean NFL. I mean fantasy. So if you're a Josh Gordon owner, if you own him in any league, are you excited about Josh Gordon in New England?
I mean, the only question marks are how bad is his hamstring injury that he didn't play for, that Cleveland got pissed at, and 2, will his character be in order, which it should? If both of those things are a good to go, I think this guy could be Randy Moss 2.0 with Tom Brady. That's how I see it. You're going from the shit show of the NFL franchises in Cleveland to the elite in the Patriots, and playing with a bunch of fifth string quarterbacks to playing with Tom Brady. This guy could be the next Randy Moss, man. Well, or 2.0, because not Randy Moss per se, but close
Dude, that
enough.
is high praise.
That is extremely high praise.
I remember you calling him in 2014 one trick pony as well. He's only there for the deep ball.
I
And
was
on
crazy if I said that. That's fucking bullshit. I'm retarded if I said that. I'll call myself on that.
You
well,
stupid.
there's you saying that, and then there's a bunch of experts saying that his greatest attribute is a deep ball. I don't think Tom Brady is set to throw deep balls anymore.
That's
I'm not saying he can't do it, but that offense is kind of like quick release. So
that
how deep do you get on a quick release?
that's his biggest attribute. But he is 6'4", 230, bro. He runs impeccable routes. He does a bunch of yards after the catch. So that's all you need. Yak in the Patriots offense is a lot of yak. He can get you that yak.
All right, don't come back. All right, you ready to do these previews?
Let's go, man. Let's go.
All right, first match we're going to talk about is going to be Blessum. He's going to go this week against our super producer and the Gotham City Rogues. What can you tell me about Blessum? Do they win this week?
Blessing got Alex Smith, who has yet to eclipse 20 points. Your boy Alex Smith. I do not trust that guy. I'm telling you, man, that guy's getting duped sooner rather than later. As soon as that trade goes through. Too bad they lost Joe Mixon, man. Hopefully he'll be back soon, man. But bless him. I like what they got. I like this team. They're going to be better at quarterback. They got Jordan Reed is looking really good at Washington as long as he stays healthy, and that's what Alex Smith does, throws to tight end. So I really like Blessing this week. They are going against the Gotham City Rogues. I can never go against the Gotham City Rogues, man. This guy's won 2 fantasy championships already. He's always on top of his team, man. So I'm not going to pick Blessing on this one. I'm going to pick Gotham City Rogues regardless.
I feel you. So Gotham City Rogues has had a different quarterback start each one of his games. This week he's going to put it all on Andy Dalton. So far, Andy Dalton has been good for fantasy. However, I think his greatest producers is Melvin Gordon. Dalvin Cook hasn't practiced this week. That's a little bit of a scare. He's still marked as questionable. But if he gets on the field against Buffalo, anything can happen. And when I say anything, I mean, 2 touchdowns, 100 yards.
A player can retire at halftime. Anything can literally happen against Buffalo.
Another player retires at halftime?
Yeah.
I like the makeup of this team. I think what he sacrificed in quarterback, he can easily make up, even without Andy Dalton on a hot streak. Chris Hogan is projected to take a step back with the addition of Josh Gordon, but he's projected for double digits in just about every position. I'm with you, man. I think that this week Gotham City Rogues takes it.
Yeah, man. I'm rolling with Dago on this one. By the way, Dago, big shout out. I'll do it at the end as well, man. He is the producer and editor of this show, man. So shout out to Dago.
My man.
All right. And then next we have the Big Blue Legendaros playing against Gin and Druce.
Yeah, man. Big Blue Legendaros. Like, why Big Blue? Like, I know you're a Giants fan, but you can make so many cool names. You're going to pick your own name in there, like Legendaros. So much good stuff. But, yeah, man. First thing to talk about here is Odell Beckham, dude. That's where I think the money question is. We're waiting for that big Odell Beckham week. Week 1, 11 receptions, 111 yards, but no touchdowns. So we haven't seen Odell Beckham score yet. They're going up against Houston, which is a relatively tough defense, but it is in a dome. Eli Manning likes domes. So I'm expecting Odell Beckham to have a big week this week. And that could kind of pretty much tell the whole story of this matchup. I love Kirk Cousins, man, in Minnesota, and he's going up against the Buffalo Bills. He put 33 points on Green Bay fantasy points. He might put like 100 on Buffalo. So I really like these matchups for the Big Blue Legendaros. But then on the other side, there's so much talent, man. You know what? I'm going to stick to my gut. I think Big Blue Legendaros will get a W this week. Thanks to Odell Beckham and Kirk Cousins, I'm picking him.
Hell to the no. Drew Brees, Adam Thielen, Todd Gurley. My God, the list goes on and on.
I know.
These 3 players are enough for me. Drew Brees is going to play at Atlanta. He's going to play indoors, like you said, a dome.
Yep.
He'll be good there. Adam Thielen against Buffalo should beast. Todd Gurley, man, there are a few players that project 20-plus points. Todd Gurley is one of them. Todd Gurley against the Chargers, there's no one there to stop him. He's going to get that. This is a funny little interesting pick here. He's going to go with Will Disley at tight end. I'm not sure if I'm going to call that a wild card, but I don't think that first week performance of Disley is repeatable. If it's not for that touchdown, he doesn't have that great of a game. Oh well, what am I talking about? He already has 11 in the second game. Well, all right, maybe it pays off. Maybe this is the year of Will Disley. Let's see. Not totally convinced. Michael Crabtree doesn't look like he's fitting in Baltimore. I don't like that. He's playing in Denver. He'll probably match up with Chris Harris. Not the best situation for him, but all things considered, Gin and Druce is on a roll. I'm going to go with Gino on this one.
I'm glad we're taking different ones, man. I just went with my gut, man. I think Odell Beckham is going to explode this week.
I mean, it's about time. Legendaros are 0-2. The Giants are 0-2. I hope something changes. I'm doing the reverse psychology, maybe. I don't know. But let's see what we got next. Motherfucking Friend Zone is playing against. Hold on here. I have a special announcement coming in through the wire. I promised I would read this.
Oh, crap.
I wanted to come out in the podcast that I would have beat that bitch Paki this week in rivalry week had he not run off scared. These are the words of Joel Vasquez. I guess he hasn't got around to it. Maybe he's busy, but he changed his team name to Hold My Pocket Bitch. So
I wonder why.
I don't know either. Joel, write it in the comment section. We want an explanation. Why did you change your name to Hold My Pocket Bitch?
Yeah, I didn't run away. That was Jay's idea to change the rival, man. So whatever. We are gonna meet up in a couple of weeks, and I will beat your team. So that shit is meaningless until you beat me this season.
Yeah, hand up for that, guys. I really messed up there. I went against what a rivalry should be, which is to consistently play the same team over and over and over, and just count your lifetime score and really, play a game not necessarily based on hatred, but on a true rival. I changed it all up. It was all a mess. Rivalry week fell flat. There was no talking about anything other than the fact that I can't pronounce rivalry.
Rivalry. Well, now, man, motherfucking friend zone, man. I'm gonna pick motherfucking friend zone. You already know what, because I will never, ever pick Joel Vasquez. I don't care who he has on his team. Joel Vasquez with two Z's. That's right. I will never pick you. I'm going motherfucking friend zone. You got Matt Ryan against the Saints in a dome. Stephon Diggs versus Buffalo. Allen Robinson versus Arizona in a dome. He's been looking really good. He looked really good on Monday night. You got David Johnson. That Chicago defense is tough, but David Johnson's going to get it done for me so we can beat Joel Vasquez, man. This is the team, motherfucking friends will get it done.
I just want to say, hell no,
David Johnson. It happened. I believe.
He hasn't been involved in any kind of offense this whole year. It doesn't look like Sam Bradford trusts him for the short pass. I can't wait till they bring in Josh Rosen. Like, how long are you going to stick out Sam Bradford? He's looking really bad. And
that's right. David Johnson will bring it home.
Yeah. By the way, going up a really tough defense in Chicago. I just don't see it happening. This isn't the game where he's going to break out. Deshaun Watson still getting into the what do I even call it? He's still shaking off some of the rust. Mike Evans, fantastic. He's looking great. Under or through the passing ability of Ryan Fitzpatrick. I'm liking Mike Evans a lot. He's going up against Pittsburgh on a Monday night game, though, so keep an eye out for that one. This may be the game where Fitzmagic just becomes regular Fitzy. Jamison Crowder, I have no real thoughts on that. Tevin Coleman, he had the exclusive role of running back last week, but there's rumblings that Devontae Freeman is coming back, so that projected 13 points. I wouldn't count on that. James Conner is looking beast. Travis Kelce is who he is. And Austin Eckler, you're starting a backup running back. Granted, he's a backup running back with a significant role in the offense, but I just don't see it. I like Joel Vasquez's team, Hold My Pocket Bitch, but I just don't see them scoring more points than motherfucking friend zone this week. Both of these teams are on a roll. If I'm not mistaken, well, yeah, I think both teams are 2-0.
Yeah.
But this week I'm going to go with friend zone.
Vasquez is 1-1. That bitch. You crazy? He's not even better than me yet. He doesn't even. I'm undefeated, motherfucker.
Undefeated, never lost. All right. Next, we got Juju Jones. This guy just beat me. He's going up against the Zeke Freaks. Juju Jones. What can you tell me about this team?
Well, obviously, I'm never gonna pick against myself. I believe this is finally the season that I'm gonna win this championship. So right off the bat, I'm just gonna let you guys know I am picking myself. But what do we see here, man? What do you got in this team? First of all, I hate the fact that he puts all his bench players, everybody on the bench, so you kind of never know what he's gonna go with. Not that it matters. I like Kittle, the tight end. I think he is he's one of the unknowns. I like how his rapport with Jimmy Garoppolo, so he could have a good week versus Kansas City. You got Julio Jones versus New Orleans, man. Again, dome situations at home. You know, Drew Brees is a different animal at home, so I'm expecting a shootout in this game, Atlanta versus New Orleans. So Julio Jones could give a lot of points. So, yeah, man, that's what I'm looking at. And, of course, he's probably going to start Cam Newton. That's an obvious. Let's see how Cam Newton fares out. He's been rushing the ball a lot this season, which kind of surprises me. So he could turn up to 30 points easily out of nowhere. So, yeah, man, they got a good team, but I'm picking myself.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with you this week as well. Just looking at some of the players that are going to be out there for Juju Jones. I don't think some of the performances that we had last week are repeatable. He's not going to get the same production from Juju Smith-Schuster, especially what's been going on with Pittsburgh. I think they're going to force feed Antonio Brown, even to the detriment of the team. But it's a team that's 0-1-1. So maybe they stray from whatever got him to that point and go back to what traditionally made them a popular team and just go to Brown often. But that's Juju Jones, and I'm not talking about that. I'm here to talk about the Zeke Freaks. Zeke Freaks, one of the few players that is playing up to their draft potential. He's looked okay so far. He has kind of a middle of the pack matchup, but against Seattle, I really don't expect poor production or any kind of real defense from Seattle. I think Ezekiel is going to do whatever the hell he wants. 16 and 17 points in his last two games should be fine. I think what's really going to put you over the edge here is going to be, of course, Pat Mahomes. Pat Mahomes is going up against San Francisco. San Francisco is having a tendency of winning games by outscoring their opposition, not necessarily by defending, or keeping their opponents to a low point total. Mahomes is going to romp all over San Francisco. Zeke Elliott is going to do whatever he wants. Devin Funchess, I believe, gets in the end zone. Lamar Miller gets the most of the runs, but that's pretty much it. Just, I think a consistent game from your players is enough to put you over the inconsistent amount of points that Juju Jones can probably provide. So
don't forget Kenyon Drake versus the garbage defense of the Oakland Raiders, man. If we beat the Dolphins, it's going to be on offense, not defense. So I'm expecting Kenyon Drake to break out too.
All right, so you pick Zeke Freaks as well. I got Zeke Freaks. All right. Next matchup. Tell me about So Loyal, who's going to go against Hunt for the Wilder Cup.
Solo, you should
1-1.
Yeah, Solo should change his name because now the doesn't apply anymore because Guica got his own team with a bunch of misspelling. So, yeah, man. First thing I want to point out is Phillip Rivers, man, and So Loyal. Phillip Rivers is one of my unfavorite players of all time. I hate Phillip Rivers. First of all, he's in the Chargers. Hate the Chargers. I hate the way that he runs the game and everything he does. But fantasy-wise this season, he's been surprisingly good. I mean, a 400-yard game and a 250-yard game, 3 touchdowns in both. Now he's going up against the Rams. That's a big challenge right there. So let's see what Phillip Rivers is made of. He's been really good so far. Jay Ajayi, like I said, he's in that super running back committee. He did get hurt last week, missed some time during the game, came back. Let's see what he can do versus the Colts. I don't believe the Colts are that tough defensively. And let's see what Rex Burkhead does as well. We haven't seen much of him, man, because he's been going through injuries. He's in and he's out. So let's see what he does if he gets a full, healthy game. Regardless of all of this that I mentioned, given the fact that Phillip Rivers is going against the Rams and AJ Green is going against Carolina, who has a decent front seven that might make Andy Dalton uncomfortable. I believe these guys are going to underperform, and that's going to affect. So I'm going to go with pick for the Wilder Cup to win this matchup.
Currently, according to projections, pick for the Wilder Cup is just percentage points ahead of So Loyal, and that's without him having an extra player in the defensive position. Again, Tyreek Cohen somehow made it to his starting lineup. I would again suggest that maybe you start Adrian Peterson, and also I believe Aaron Jones is coming back with Green Bay, but hold off on that until you know what you're going to get from him. I'm talking about Wilder Cup, and you were telling me about Solo. All right. Well, Wilder Cup has double-digit projections from quarterback to his second running back. These are all really good matchups, favorable situations. We got Tom Brady playing on Sunday night against Detroit. He's going to kill Detroit. Detroit hasn't looked like much of anything. 0-2 doesn't seem to. Are they 0-2? Did they beat San Francisco? I forget. Don't matter. Michael Thomas. Beast. Probably, yeah, if not for the massive performance of Tyreek Hill in the first week and probably the second performance, second week performance of Juju Smith-Schuster, I would think that maybe Michael Thomas is the best receiver in football through 3 weeks.
I think he's the best fantasy player outside of quarterbacks so far.
Maybe, well, he has 2 good weeks, 2 really consistent performances. I like Michael Thomas a lot this week as well against Atlanta, like you mentioned, in the shootout. Will Fuller, the fifth, is he's basically the counterpart to DeAndre Hopkins. Both of them listed as questionable. Will Fuller, will he play this week? Is kind of in doubt. But even if you sub him out for like a Tyler Boyd, who you picked up this week, you should be in good position in terms of that. I love Kareem Hunt. Unfortunately, there was no way that I could get Kareem Hunt again this year, but if I could, I would have gone for him. And the number one waiver chase, Giovanni Bernard, is going to be playing against Carolina. You did mention that they have a good front seven, but again, Giovanni Bernard, traditionally a fantasy producer in the same system that he already knows, and now as the lead back. All those things considered, yeah, I think I'm also going to go with Hunt for the Wilder Cup.
Yo, let me give you this real quick stat before you move on. Michael Thomas, bro. Look at this. This is what people need to look at. Week 1, 16 receptions on 17 targets. Week 2, 12 receptions on 13 targets. He's missed 1 target in each game out of 30. That's 28 receptions out of 30 targets. Dude, that is insane, bro.
Paki is back, so we move on to the next matchup, and that one features your co-host. Luck Dynasty is going to be playing against Keiko Jones. What can you tell me about Luck Dynasty? Do I get back in the win column this week?
I'm sorry, bro. No, you don't. I'm
Thanks.
so sorry. I'm really sorry, man. I gotta be honest. I mean,
thanks for the vote of confidence, you jerk.
I mean, I just can't. I mean, you've made me look real bad so far, bro. I'm sorry, but I mean, you got Andrew Luck, right? That's your quarterback. It should have been Pat Mahomes. You got Andrew Luck. He's still kind of rusty, just like Deshaun Watson, and now he's going against the Eagles. If there's one thing the Eagles, I think, have done right is their defense, even though they did have some struggles versus Tampa Bay and Fitzmagic last week. I like Saquon Barkley, but Houston's front seven is impressive. So he's going to give you points regardless. Doesn't matter. But outside of that, man, I don't know. I mean, we already saw Tyreek Hill could be used as a decoy. So, damn, he still got you some massive points, too. He's good, man. Shit. This is a good team, bro.
I like Tyreek Hill.
Like, I'm seeing this guy, and I love the pickup of Jesse James. We talked about tight ends last week, about pickups, and I mentioned him. You picked him up. He's getting some good targets as well from Big Ben. So, yeah, your team looks really good, man. But I'm not going to pick you, man. I'm sorry. I'm going to go with Mr. Pickle Jones.
Okay, what do you think of this, though? Because my flex is kind of a bothersome situation, and I don't know how much I trust Royce Freeman. Hopefully, Devontae Freeman is going to be available this week. He's still listed as questionable, but there's a big fat 0 in his projection. That's a big hole on my team. I picked up Buck Allen, and Buck Allen he's not the number 1 running back in the depth chart, but they lost Kenneth Dixon. And Alex Collins doesn't seem to be who they trust in the end zone because in the past he's had some issues with fumbles. Should I bring Buck Allen, put him on my starting lineup?
Yeah, Buck Allen is not going to get any targets inside the end zone, runs, because Alex Collins is a power back, but he gets a lot of receptions. I like Javorius Allen. I think he's good for PPR, man, and yeah, he should get more targets. I would start him. I would definitely start him over Randall Cobb.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't know. All right, Mr. Keko Jones. He's been riding the hot hand, as they say, of Alvin Kamara, another one of the top 10 picks who's living up to his pick. As a matter of fact, he might be one of the top 3 picks so far. Alvin Kamara, absolutely beasting. Another player that's projected over 20 points. He's going to go against Atlanta. Does he run all over Atlanta, considering the fact that you expected and I expected to be a pass-heavy game?
Alvin Kamara, that's the thing, man. Alvin Kamara could do it all. Does it really matter if he's going to run over Atlanta? He'll just run around them with little short passes, man. I think Alvin Kamara is a sure bet to do good any week, every week. He just does too many things.
I think he's some of these projections are a little bit high. I'm not as scared as you are. I think I'm going to go ahead and pick Luck Dynasty to win this game. Aaron Rodgers, he looked hesitant. He looked okay week 2 against the Vikings, but a healthy Aaron Rodgers wins that game. The Aaron Rodgers that actually made it out to the field ties that game. So Aaron Rodgers against Washington. Let's see how that goes. I believe they'll put some pressure on him if he even gets to play. I mean, I think he'll be on the field. If you're Green Bay, you have no choice but to put him on the field. But I've been hearing rumblings that they're concerned that the injury could get worse, so they're looking to rest him. John Brown, man, did I eat Major Crow on this one? Oof, or did I eat Raven? Maybe. John Brown made me look bad. I actually thought that John Ross was the better option. Boy, was I wrong. John Brown just kind of raced to the tune of 18 points last week. He's going to be playing against Denver. He won't have the main receiver role, or does he? I mean,
no, he doesn't. It's still Crabtree number 1. So
yeah,
he's going to get the weak corners. He's not going to get Chris Harris.
If you can even call the number 2 corner in Denver a weak corner.
They're not. Denver's not as after they lost to Keep to Leave. They're not that great. I'm not sure who's the other corner right now, but their defense isn't as it was a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I'm not crazy. I'm not scared of Dede Westbrook. Kamara's not going to score those 22 points. Chris Thompson, I don't believe what they're projecting here for him is going to be any sort of sustainable. And then we have a lot of question marks in terms of Ingram and Lynch. If Ingram doesn't score, he's not getting enough passes to really scare me. Like I said, you're going with Keko Jones. I'm going to pick Luck Dynasty.
Sounds good, man. I like that.
All right. The last matchup, we have Fuba, F-U, Ben Affleck versus El Perro del Llano.
Or El Terro. I don't know what the fuck, man. Man, stop embarrassing us, Guica. What the fuck, bro? Jeez.
Who's us? You're the one that brought him here.
Gotcha, jeez. I mean, us as the league, man. And yeah, stop embarrassing me. I brought him here, man. Shit.
Get him some hooked on phonics.
Making me look bad, bro. But anyways, man, FIBA, bro. Christian McCaffrey has been nice. Fuba. I'm sorry. I got to get used to that. Christian McCaffrey has been nice. He's kind of gotten like that Alvin Kamara role, man. He gets the runs. He gets the pass. He's been doing it all, man. If Cam Newton just would run a little bit less in the end zone so McCaffrey can get those runs, I'd love it. Gronk was shut down last week by Jacksonville. I will not expect that to happen again. I don't remember the last time Gronk was shut down back-to-back. I'm not saying it hasn't happened. I'm just saying I don't remember it. So I expect Gronk to have a big week. So, yeah, man, looking at that, I'm sorry, Gleek. I know it's your debut as an official manager of your own team. You didn't draft this team, so it is a decent team. So we'll see what you can do with it. But I'm going to go with Fuba on this one, man. By the way, dude, can you get over Ben Affleck already? Jeez, man. Ben Affleck hasn't made a movie like in 100 years already. God.
He's Batman. This whole thing started when they announced Ben Affleck to be Batman in 2000, whatever it was. I think he quit that role. So, yeah, Gary, come on.
Yeah, I think it's time.
Maybe you want to be Fuka. Fuck you, Casey Affleck.
Yeah, just mix it up.
All right. Good news for El Perro del Llano. Matthew Stafford kind of got his mojo back. Keenan Allen is an underrated receiver. When you underrate him because you figure that he's always going to be injured. But the fact of the matter is, when he's on the field, he produces. Keenan Allen is a great fantasy football player. Amari Cooper got some of it back last week. I'm not 100% sold. Leonard Fournette may be returning. That's your biggest question mark. Tennessee doesn't look like much of anything. They look like a real middle of the pack kind of team.
Without Mariota, yeah.
Yeah, if Leonard Fournette can be any kind of productive, you should get major points from him. I don't buy Alfred Morris. O.J. Howard is okay. Some of the production is unsustainable. I hate this bench, by the way. Get rid of Mike Wallace. He's done for the year. I don't know why your kicker's on the bench. I mean, you had two, now you have one. So why is one of them riding the pine? I don't get it.
Let him make his moves. He just got the team today. Give him some time.
A lot of running backs in committee situations. Again, I know you didn't draft a team, but in Guica we trust. Can you beat Fuba this week? No, I don't think so. I think the 0-2 El Perro del Llano becomes the 0-3 El Perro del Llano. I'm going to go with Fuba this week.
Sorry, man. Sorry, Guica. It's not against you, bro. I think you'll get this team together. It's just this week, I don't think so.
Nothing personal. Listen, when Paki kicked Illich out of the league, Victor took it over, and he was like 1-4, I think. And I think he made it to the semifinal. So anything can happen, man. It's football. You play to the last whistle. And, yeah, those are all of our matchups. So hopefully I do better in the pick'ems this week. Anything you want to say to the guys before you send them home this week?
Nah, man. I mean, it's just football was great this week. I hope it's that great again. I would recommend if you're not watching your personal team, just watch NFL Red Zone. I was watching NFL Red Zone in the afternoon. I was losing my fucking mind, bro. That is that is crazy. Yeah, man. I'm not going to talk much. Got to wrap it up, and my camera's almost dying, so kind of almost got to wrap it up. So I'm done for now, man. You close it out, Jay, man. Everybody see you next week.
All right. Congratulations to Paki's Little League team. How are they doing?
Bro, we got our ass kicked on Saturday, bro. Like, bad. And when I mean, it wasn't even football. It was just toughness. Like, our kids got hit physically, and then the second half, they were just scared. They didn't want to come back out. So we've been running the shit out of them this week, bro. Like, they're going to get tough or they're going to get tough, one or the other. So let's see how we do. We're going to be on the road on Saturday, going to Northeast Philly, see what we can get.
All right, let's see what happens there. Good luck to them. Hopefully they win. I'm a champion, by the way. Over the summer, I picked up softball, and shout out to Los Chercheros. We won la Liga del Verano. So
that's the shit, like a true Dominican.
I'm a champion in my first year.
You're officially a Dominican.
Yep. Champion in my first year. So that's going to be it for us this week. Thank you for tuning in to the Unofficial Commentators and keeping up with all of our nonsense. We will all see you next week. Peace.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks. Don't mind me. I'ma just grab my stuff and leave. Excuse me, please. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Nope. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Alright then. I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I don't really care. I'ma get the fuck up out of here. Fuck this shit, I'm out.